That's when you learn how to buy low, sell high, wait out the market, time it correctly, know that once you buy at this price, it's just a matter of time that you'll sell it. Like, that's sort of what really got me started, and it's addictive. Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm going to be sharing my story, which not many people know the full extent of. But I basically jumped on an interview with a YouTuber named Moorice. You could watch the whole YouTube interview in the description below. Check out his channel below. But I basically share my whole dropshipping journey, how I got started, what got me into it, what kept me going. And if you guys watch to the very end, you actually hear me talk about my experiences finding my first winner. Now I went ahead and quit my job, and my thoughts about quitting your job when you find your first winner. So definitely watch to the end for that. Before we get into the video, let's announce the last few videos winners for $1,000 worth of courses or giveaways. The winner's here. If you guys want to qualify, all you have to do is drop a comment below, follow me on Instagram, hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be picking the best comment every single video. Other than that, let's get into the interview.
All right, what up YouTube? We are back for the, this is the first time I'm doing this, kind of like a little podcast thing that I want to try to do with other, I was going to say YouTubers, but maybe I might meet some people just randomly that are Instagram people or Facebook people that in the groups or whatever. But anyways, right now I have the one, the only, the myth, the legend in the flesh, Andy Mai. He is a YouTuber. His link is going to be in the description box below. I've been watching his content for a little while now, and I really like it. The reason why I think that he is, well, it's not even I think. I feel like he's doing things differently because a lot of YouTubers aren't showing you their actual ad accounts. They're not being as transparent as this man. Usually you'd only possibly see that, hopefully, in a course. But this man right here is just like, yo, this is just a normal video for me. I'm going to show you everything that I'm doing. And so I wanted to bring him on to just chat with him a little bit and talk to him about his journey. I guess that's what most podcasts start out with, like how he got into it, what he's been doing, how he's working with his students, how his life has changed, all that fun stuff. So I'll let you kind of introduce yourself a little bit, whatever you want to say about yourself, and then I guess we could go forward. You can plug out your channel, whatever you want to do.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for that kind introduction. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you reaching out, and I'm really glad to be sort of on this interview and sort of talking to your viewers. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Andy Mai. Basically started as probably dropshipping was what really made me pop off and really get serious about entrepreneurship. But I started dropshipping when I was around 18. Before 18, from like 8 to 18, I was just doing small things, buying and selling, flipping things in school, flipping things on eBay. But when I got into dropshipping, that's when I really doubled down on entrepreneurship. And then after roughly around a year and a half of doing it, when I was 19, I started my YouTube channel and I started sharing all the things I learned and started creating content. Basically the content that I wished I had. And then as time went on, my channel just sort of grew and I sort of pivoted. And where I'm at now is literally just giving everything away. That's my current strategy, literally just being as transparent as I can, because I think that's sort of what attracts people. And that's sort of what attracts the right people. I think that's sort of more important, attracting the right people to your brand, and that's sort of what I've been doubling down on. And doing interviews like this is something that I also want to double down on and do more, just to sort of increase my brand awareness, as well as see where I could give my value to other people's audiences. So hopefully Moorice can just sort of bombard me with questions so I can give you guys as much value as I can possible.
Man, there was so much in there. I wish I was taking notes. Maybe I should do that so that way I could ask these questions, because I liked what you said about being transparent to be able to attract the right audience, because there are some people out there, I'm not going to name names, but it's not knocking on these people, but most of their videos are about like, their thumbnails are their Lambos or whatever the case may be. And yes, that is nice. And in fact, when I watch their videos and I look at their Instagrams, I'm like, how the f do these little tiny baby kids have all of this money, and these people can't necessarily be lying. The only way that they could be is if they've rented this Lambo or rented this house for a really long time. But in my head, I'm like, that doesn't really attract me, because when you actually look at their content, it's nothing. It's like the same stuff over and over and over again about, here's how you launch a Facebook ad, or here's how you select an interest or something. It's nothing extravagant. They're never really showing their ad accounts. They're not showing any products. They're not doing any of that. They're just showing you what they have, and then they're showing you the absolute baby basics of Facebook ads. And maybe they do know a lot more than that, but they're not really showing you detailed information like Andy is. So that's why I really reached out to him and liked what he's doing, because I always live off the principle, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And to me, people that are being very transparent and putting stuff out there, because this is the internet space, man. For our little corner in YouTube, there's not that many people that are actually watching. And then let's just be honest, there's not that many people are going to watch the video and then actually directly take action. So even the content that you're putting out, it's like, okay, this is good. It'll change a couple of people's views and values. And then for the most part, these people will be able to come to you and be like, yo, thanks to your transparency and to your willingness to put yourself out there and not go after like the low-hanging fruit like most of the YouTubers are doing, including myself. You're actually putting out stuff that I can actually work with and send you a screenshot and be like, yo, I applied your method. Now you've helped me change my life. And that's what I've kind of noticed. The people that are more and more transparent, they're about trying to help people change their lives. And the people that are less and less transparent are more about like, follow me, look at what I'm doing type of a deal. I don't think that either one is necessarily wrong, but I do know for a fact that the people that are more transparent add more value than the other types of people.
I really appreciate that. I really do. And you're absolutely right. Like what really got me to where I am now is all thanks to people like Gary Vee. Like he's always talking about giving everything away. And I had the hesitancy of like, if I give everything away, everyone's going to know my secret sauce. There's going to be so much competition. But the market is just so large. And on top of like the market being large enough for many people to be using my strategies, but the fact that 99% of people aren't going to apply them, that's even like more. And like the fact that I'm giving all this value away, people aren't applying them, they aren't saturating the market with them. But on the other hand, I'm attracting so many people through transparency. I'm attracting people like you, high quality audience that are actually utilizing my content. They're actually being able to scale just from my free content. And like that itself outweighs this tiny bit of small competition that I would get. And most people don't do this is because they think that they'll probably flood the market with huge amounts of competition. But I've done it, and like that doesn't happen. Like 1% of people apply it.
Yeah, exactly. But the good thing about the content that you're putting out is the fact that those 1% that do apply it or actually really do look into it are going to be able to start moving themselves forward and stuff like that. And for anybody who has never seen any of his content, you have to go check it out. Because I'm not even talking, because I've never bought his course, I've never done his mentorship, but I've just watched his YouTube videos. And like I said, you can really tell the difference between, I like the other YouTuber that I was watching, I don't know if you know his name. His name is Chris Wayne. He's like a British dude. But he is also doing the same type of a thing where he is always showing his ad account. He's going day by day, like, this is what I did. This is what I did. These are my numbers. These are my numbers. These are my numbers. And for somebody such as myself to see somebody such as you or Chris actually showing your numbers, to me, it's like I have more trust in what it is that you are saying because you're not afraid to show your actual ad account numbers, even though I know that I recently saw your manual bidding video that you just put out, and I think you even admitted like these numbers aren't the greatest, but I just wanted to prove a point, and you showed that. And for somebody to be like, yeah, these numbers aren't the greatest, I was like, okay, shit, this is real. Like, this person is not scared to show something that is just above break even or didn't really do all that great. They're not all out here like, you know, look at this 6 times return on ad spend, and then you look over to the spend and it's like $1 on a retargeting campaign, and it's just like, all right, come on, you know, come on, dude. Like, you know, we've all, you know, I could have had a lot of these, you know, 16 time return on ad spend a little posts, but I didn't do that. But I hope I don't, especially to the viewers, I hope I don't sound like I'm coming off as bitter towards the other people. It's just that in this dropshipping world, the scam artist is what scares a lot of people away from like wanting to do coaching, or wanting to believe anything that's on Facebook, or wanting to believe anything that's on YouTube. And so I think what I'm trying to do with this conversation, at least what we're having right now, is to get people to understand that, yes, even people that are showing you their ad account could be scam artists or whatever, but the main thing that you want to do is look at as many different YouTubers as you possibly can and gauge on the amount of transparency and information that they are giving away across the spectrum, and then you will hopefully be able to deduce the people who are really serious about helping people versus showing off. And that's why you know, I kind of gravitate towards people like yourself or Chris Wayne or other people that are out there that are doing the same thing. And so I think that that's what the point of at least this topic is like, scam artists, yes, they are out there, but use your understanding of the amount of information and transparency that somebody's putting out to gauge whether or not is this person truthful, or are they just out here to like the algorithm and just get as many people to their coaching program or whatever the case may be. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
The first thing that came to mind is, if something's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. If you're able to get unlimited calls, you know, weekly sessions, unlimited access to that YouTuber, you have this group that's very active, you have a 30-day refund guarantee, like no sort of, you could get money back if you're not happy in 30 days, and you're going to learn the knowledge that's going to help you get to 6 figures, and it's like A to Z, and you're learning everything, and it's like $297. It's too good to be true, man.
Yeah, it's funny though, I actually bought a course, I bought a mentorship from these YouTubers, and they basically promised all of that. It was $2,000 for 2 months though. And you know, when I got into their course, it was, you know, just most courses that are out there, I've bought like 3 or 4 courses with dropshipping, and then I've bought other courses in general. Most courses out there are just repurposed YouTube content in a digestible way, right? Let's just be honest. And so I got their course. It was like 50,000 hours long, like most courses are, in order to be like, there's so much content. And then, but I mainly bought it because I wanted their group calls, and then also too, like they had a Facebook group that was active. And then when I actually finally got in, it was dead as hell. That the people that are actually the YouTubers weren't actually even active in the damn group. Then we had a Telegram group where they weren't actually active in there. They had 136 members. Only like 4 or 5 people were actually active, and then all of the people in the group weren't actually getting success. They were all basically brand new to dropshipping. And on top of that, the coaches had more time to post up Instagram posts and stories than they did to interact with their students. So I would be in the Telegram group or direct messaging them, being like, yo, what about this? What about that? And then I would check their Instagram, and it's like 6 posts, and some of them are even memes. So this person has time to look up memes and do all this other shit. And now granted, I will say that when I watched their YouTube content, I saw that this could be it had, you know, just like on Shopify when you have the high fraud alert, Like I saw, I got that kind of a feeling from their YouTube, but I was like, okay, they do have the money back guarantee, so let's go ahead and try. And they're talking a pretty big game, but when I got in, I was like, ah. And then right now I'm working with two other coaches, and their YouTube content, I was like, yeah, these motherfuckers are legit. They are really legit. And then I got into their program and their coaching program, mentorship, and I was just like, dude, I'm really, really happy with the what I'm receiving from this. So like like I said, I watched their YouTube. I watched a lot of their YouTube. I digested everything I possibly could about them. And then I ended up getting their mentorship, their coaching, because I don't care about courses. It's just their coaching. And yeah, it worked out. And then, like I said, the other people that I got my money back from, I watched their YouTube content. It was not good at all, but I was like, let me just take this risk. And I got what I deserved. So yeah, it's I'm trying to say I've been there for the people that are like, I don't want to be burned. I got burned. So, but it wasn't the end of the world. I shouldn't have done it anyway. So, but yeah, let's talk about a little bit more about your journey. As far as you said, you started out with doing like eBay and different little sales things here and there. But how did you get into the whole drop shipping world, and how did you stumble across that stuff, and what like really kept you going to want to pursue this even more?
Got it. So one step below drop shipping in my journey was flipping clothing. Like I was reselling Supreme, Palace, Babe, Yeezys, sneakers, Jordans, and I was buying them cheap on Facebook groups, flipping them on eBay, and just arbitraging. And I was able to sort of like do like say 20 grand over a period of 1 or 2 years as like a 16-year-old kid going to school. And that was pretty cool and pretty fun. And then after sort of that got boring and I sort of mastered it, I was like what's the next thing? Like how do I sort of do something that will make me more money? Just because like there was like a step below that before I got into reselling clothing, I was flipping things in games. But like that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I feel like every gamer is like that, especially if you're playing WoW or something. You got to learn how to.
Exactly.
That's what like video gaming and MMO RPGs or whatever is kind of like the start of e-commerce, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's where you learn how to negotiate. That's when you learn how to buy low, sell high, wait out the market. Time it correctly. Know that once you buy at this price, it's just a matter of time that you'll sell it. Like that's sort of what really got me started, and it's addictive. Yeah, and I was like, in those games, rather than playing it like most people where they would level up, grind, I was just like spending my time merching, buying, selling, and just growing my account in the game.
That's so funny. I did that kind of a little bit with WoW. Because you get to a certain point where it's like you need items, so you need money, and then you can either go out and just farm your ass off, or you can go ahead and just really start to try to learn how to deal with the little market there that they had. So I remember too looking up some of the best servers to join, so that way that had the most people, so that way you could get in there and like actually have the highest economy to work with. So I actually think I saw a blog post article on the fact that some of these games, their in-game economy actually translates into actual money, and some of the games economies actually are stronger than some countries, which is pretty insane if you actually translate the dollars.
That's crazy.
So,
dude, that's crazy. Yeah.
So you were doing the gaming thing, you were a merchant in the game, and then how did you start to move towards discovering dropshipping?
Got it. So it was the game. Then I was like if I could do this with digital goods, why can't I do the exact same thing with clothing and sneakers? I was getting to that stage where everyone started rocking nice Jordans, Nikes, and I wanted to rock the same as well. But being 15, 16, I didn't have any money, and I was like, why don't I just sort of buy things low, negotiate, get things really cheap, lowball people on like Gumtree, which is our Craigslist, and just get things on the low, resell on the high, and do exactly what I did on MapleStory. And then it was a bit of a learning curve, but I was able to do it with real life goods. And after I mastered that, I was like, what's the next step? Then I started searching up how to make money online, and roughly in 2017 there was a trend of 5 ways to make $100 online under 18. Like, that was big. Every YouTuber, Mike Vasile, all these YouTubers were putting out these videos, how to make $100 a day under 18, 5 different strategies, and dropshipping consistently came up. After, came up a lot, I searched some videos about it, and then I watched a Alex Becker collaboration with Adrian Morrison where they put out like this 7-day guide, watched through it all, and I was like, this seems easy enough, and this is a pretty cool model that sounds attractive to me, and I just delved right in. And then the rest has been history. Delved right in, and it was way harder than I expected. With the buying and selling of clothing, with the figuring out how to merch on MapleStory, with figuring out how to, buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards and resell them to kids in school. All those things that I did had a small learning curve where after 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 month, I'll figure it out and I'll crack the code. But dropshipping, it just took so long. Like, it took me 6 months to crack the code, and when I did, the rest was history. But that 6 months was like the hardest thing ever. And what I've noticed is you're gonna experience that for the rest of your life. So but you're gonna be in more and more comfortable spots. So where I'm at right now, where I'm financially comfortable, I'm trying to figure out how to do the Ty Lopez, Alex Becker, Sam Ovens marketing, how they're able to achieve omnipresence and sell their digital programs to cold traffic and just master YouTube, Facebook ads, and just master those platforms. I've been trying to crack that for probably the past year, and I still haven't cracked it. But I've only realized that I'm still in that learning curve, when I'm talking to you right now, just because I'm in a much better spot where me not figuring out, it's not much of a pain. But dropshipping was a pain because I had a small budget. I had $8 grand saved up from working at McDonald's and Kmart, and that fund just kept on depleting smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's what made it so painful, as well as that was my first entrepreneurial sort of real experience, and it was probably the toughest thing I've ever done.
And then also too, what about the people that were in your life when you were trying to go through this and maybe talking about quitting your job or anything? Did you have any support from any of your family? Because I know that that's a big thing in anybody that's doing any type of entrepreneurship. That's one of the main things that people talk about. So yeah, what about you? Did you have people in your corner telling you, good job, keep it up? Or did you have people being like, what are you thinking? Are you crazy?
Totally right. Yeah, people thought I was crazy. My mom was like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you staying up at 1 or 2 a.m. every day? Friends that were tired, they were like, keep going, keep doing your thing. But they didn't obviously think much of it. And then you have all the haters, the high school people, who just think you're just doing something online. You have this online store and you're scamming people. And then you have the people at work that didn't really understand it. They're like, you're probably gonna continue being a swimming instructor for the rest of your life. That thing isn't gonna pop off. And then when it did pop off, and I dropped out of university, my mom thought I was crazy. She was like, what the hell, you should go back to school. My friends that sort of was like, keep going, keep pushing. They're like, yeah, no, we knew you'd make it. It's good that you pushed through and you made it on the other end. And the haters were like, now they're just low key. They're just when I meet up with them and I'm asking what they've been up to, what they've been doing, and then they're just talking about themselves for 10 minutes, and then it just goes cold because I ran out of things to ask them because their life isn't that interesting. And then they're like, I'm gonna go get a drink now.
Man.
That's the conversations I have with people in high school and other friends, and then people at work when it popped off, and I was like, yo, I'm probably gonna quit my job right now. Most people are like, wow, oh shit, That's interesting. What are you doing? How does it work? Some people are like, you should stay to your job. You should keep it because it's stable. Who knows what would happen? You should keep your job and not quit too early.
Well, that is true though. I mean,
Yeah.
that is the reason why I kind of stopped you there is because there's somebody that I met in the group that I got my refund from who is in that situation, and then I had another friend that I met who is in that situation, and I work from a commission base, so my business partner, he's the one that has all the money, and he fronts the money for me to run the ads, and if I find something, like, he gets a commission. And last year I made a good amount of money. I found either 1 or 2 winners or something like that. I made a good amount of profit. And this year I haven't made basically anything this whole year. And so if I didn't have all that money that I made in 2018, and I'm going to say the reason why I haven't basically made any money this year is because I got so lazy. I don't know if you ever went through that phase where, you make all this money and it's coming in, and then you're just like, dude, I'm chilling, especially if you find a product that just lasts for months and months and months and months and months and months. That's happened to me twice. That's happened to me twice, where just the product just lasts and lasts, and you just like, oh my god, passive income is so sexy, man. It's so sexy. And I got really lazy, and what happened is that for some odd reason, drop shipping became so much harder from 2018. Like towards the end of 2018, things started to get wonky with like what you were able to put up on Facebook, because back in like 2017, 2018, man, you could have like half naked girls with before and after pictures and it would be perfectly fine. And nowadays you put up a picture of like a panda and then for some reason your account could get banned, So basically towards the end of 2018, things weren't looking all that great. And then I just got really lazy. We made some money at the beginning of the year selling the ab stimulator, and that only lasted for like a month because that died off. We got banned for that. And then from there, I just chilled out. I was handling some personal stuff as well as just chilling. And then I decided to try to jump back into dropshipping. And then I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. Did I miss a couple of semesters here? Why the can't I just throw something up and then now I'm making a lot of money? And so if it wasn't for that, I would actually have to go back and get a job. So I would definitely want to hit home at the fact that, yes, you can quit your job, but I think that it's kind of like an unwritten rule for people such as ourselves to where we're business savvy. So we can understand the cash flow of, okay, this is working. I've done this before. I've gotten the hang of it. Like I can see this working in the future. Whereas some people will get a little bit of money and then they'll be like, okay, I'm out of here. Peace. And then they can't find another product or whatever. And then now they're stuck because, like I said, the other guy, that was his exact situation. He left his job. I think he left there maybe on bad terms, possibly, but now he can't go back and get that job. So now he has to go and get some BS job in order to fund his Facebook ads now. So I just want to throw that disclaimer out there to people. It's like, yes, you can quit your job, but you have to really understand your cash flow and understand your finances and understand how much money you're spending per month. Where can you actually live? What are your bills? Do you have a strong enough savings account to where it goes south? Like for me, I have a strong enough savings account to where like this whole year I haven't barely made anything. And I'm still fine. I could be fine for like 2-3 years if I didn't make another dime. So, you have to really understand that, because a lot of people that I run into, they're just like, they're like, they just don't understand the cash flow aspect of things. What do you think about that?
You're totally right, Moorice. Like I did exactly what you did, where after I was able to find 1, 2, probably it was like sort of like 2.5. I had like a small winner previously, but after I was able to find like 2 to 3 winners and make a decent nice like amount of money where I was good, that's when I dipped. And I sort of like did exactly what you did, and I went through a lot of ups and downs, slumps, where there just wasn't any winners, and those are like definitely the tough parts. And regarding Facebook, yeah, Facebook is getting way tougher. I think the difficult part of dropshipping isn't the Facebook ads, isn't the product research, it's the keeping your ad account alive, dealing with disabled ad accounts, dealing with payment processor holds, dealing with like Facebook banning credit cards and having to get new credit cards. That's what makes dropshipping hard, not the product or the Facebook ads. And that's the story. That's how I got into dropshipping. That's literally everything from A to Z. I don't tell much about my pre-story, but I give you guys a taste of what got me into dropshipping. And I share my whole experiences, all the ups and downs, how tough it was, and I was really raw. So hopefully this video can help someone who's sort of at that beginning stage. I just want to let you know that if you just keep going, keep pushing, you're eventually going to succeed. Question of the day. How long have you been doing dropshipping, and how long did it take for you to find your first winner if you have? Drop that in the comment below. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and effort. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow with more value. Peace.